In 2015, we brought you the story of Russ Dean, a police officer who, while making an arrest, was assaulted and seriously injured.
He hit me. He hit me with the handcuffs in the face and grabbed hold of his arm. As I'm spinning around, I've put all my momentum towards my right leg. I can see out the corner of my eye there's a metal signal post. My knee hits the post. My leg wraps around it in the direction it shouldn't have wrapped around it.
As a result of this attack, Russ was not only left with a severely broken leg, but also a crippling case of PTSD.
I'd gone from being this proactive police officer, the one who went down the stairs to try and find people who needed help or crimes that were being committed, to finding a safe place. And when I found that safe place, I didn't want to move from that safe place. If I find somewhere with my back against the wall, and I'm only looking at people in front of me, I haven't got to worry about someone hurting me from behind.
No longer able to cope with the constant psychological pain he found himself in, Russ concluded that taking his own life was his only escape.
I was really struggling, really struggling.
Yet, unbeknownst to him, his sister had contacted this morning, who immediately sent the Speakmans to help. It was a call that saved his life, but Russ was in such a desperate state, he saw nothing more than just another false hope.
I didn't think it was going to help. Yeah, I've got to be very honest. Everything that's out there at the moment is very much a case of there is no cure for PTSD. And I tried a lot, you know, I tried medication, psychiatrist, psychologist, EMDR, CBT. And so, yeah, I kind of went into it with I'll give it a go. And if I get any sort of benefit out of it, it'll be a bonus.
Now, 5 years on from that day, we're re-showing Russ his appearance on This Morning. And he remembers how just a few words from Nik proved to be the moment his life started to turn around.
You can 100% get over PTSD. It's got to stop here, come on.
When I was contemplating suicide and the week before, when I'd said to myself this was it, it wasn't because of the symptoms, it was because of having to live with those symptoms for the rest of my life. That's what I couldn't do.
I've never been told there's a cure. So I resigned myself to the fact that there is no cure. And it's been told that I might get better.
He just gave me hope, and that's when I crumbled. Because again, I was trying to hold it, trying to get to that station. I'd never been told that there was hope.
Russ's therapy began immediately, and he can still remember how Nik and Eva set about changing his perspective on the attack that caused his devastating psychological problems.
I obviously had emotional triggers, and when I look back at that attack, you know, whether I wanted to look back or whether I was being forced to via flashbacks and nightmares, those emotional triggers were there. So again, I couldn't comprehend it without those emotional triggers. What Nik and Eva did, they took me out of the emotion, represented that situation to me, and then I was able to look at it for what it was. So that's a very key thing, I think, looking at it for what it was opposed to what it felt like at the time.
So effective was the Speakmans therapy that after only a few hours, Russ felt comfortable walking straight into the train station.
Afterwards, I absolutely felt, I felt incredible. The only way I could explain it is just my sister came in and she said, "How are you feeling?" I just said, "It's gone." You know, I cannot explain it, it's just gone. And I felt that throughout the time that I was with them, little bits being lifted and the pressure on my shoulders, on my chest, just starting to get easier throughout the time that I was with them. There was no kind of gradual over time, it was just not there anymore, which again is very difficult, I think, for a lot of people outside of the situation to understand, but it just wasn't there, you know, it was gone.
And Russ credits that time spent with the Speakmans for giving him his life back.
It changed my life massively. Going back to the police force would have been difficult, but I've always seen myself as a protector. You know, a protector, want to help people. So I moved into security, and I started off as a security officer, working for a very reputable bank. And within the last 3 years, I've secured myself 5 promotions. I'm now an account manager. I wanted to have a future, something that I hadn't, considered before. Now I've got a wife. I've got a 3-year-old. 3-month-olds that, again, I didn't see myself ever having children. I always wanted children. It was never an option for me because I wasn't going to be here, to look after them, so it would be completely irresponsible. It's just incredible, waking up in the morning, my son's obsessed with me, it's absolutely brilliant. My 3-month-old, she's just started smiling, when I walk in the room, smile, just little things, it's just incredible.
Once a man who felt he had no future, Russ has turned his life around, and he's in no doubt who's responsible.
They gave me everything, not just, they didn't just give me my life back, they gave me everything that I've got now, they really did. I'm hugely grateful because everything I have now, I owe to Nik and Eva.